Do the Rothschilds own Bitcoin? The answer to that is yes. Yes, they do. We're going to discuss who the Rothschilds are, how much Bitcoin do they own, when do they get into it, what can we find out about this. This is actually incredibly bullish news in my opinion related to Bitcoin. You're not going to want to miss this, ladies and gentlemen. So buckle up. Here we go. Hey, this is Crypto Wealth. I love to talk about all things crypto. I believe that cryptocurrency is our financial future. Those of you that are part of this revolution now, you are here early. You are here first. Congratulations to you. I love learning about cryptocurrency. I love investing in cryptocurrency, and I love building businesses that earn passive income in cryptocurrency. If you want to learn how to build a business that can spit off multiple streams of passive cryptocurrency income, go down into the description. Subscribe to our Crypto Passive Profits course and monthly membership. It's only $10 a month, for God's sakes. But in that course, you're going to learn how we've got, I don't know, it's like maybe 10 hours or more of content where you're going to learn how to be able to start building a passive income stream with cryptocurrency. You can join us on Discord. There's a phenomenal group of people over there. All right, let's get into this. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon, and most importantly, let's piss off the YouTube algorithm and press that like button. First and foremost, who are the Rothschilds? A lot of people have heard of this name, but they don't really know who they are. There's a lot of conspiracy theories around the Rothschilds. I tend to believe that there's always three sides to the truth. Many of us have heard this. There's your truth, there's my truth, and then there's a truth in the middle. I believe this is also true with conspiracy theories. I believe that conspiracies exist on both sides of the aisle, on both sides of the coin. I believe that the official government stance that the government takes is not always going to be the truth. It can't be for the sake of public safety. Many times there has to be something that if you were a president or if you were in authority and you felt like there was something that could create a panic if everybody knew about it, would you choose to create the chaos? Would you choose to create the panic? Or would you choose to tell a story that is more palatable to the public that would allow everyone to remain calm so you can move forward politically? I think many people, myself included, would want to prevent people from panicking. The flip side is it possible that there's crazy, almost evil conspiracies that take place in the world? Sure, it's possible. Do I believe that everything that everyone says that is anti-government or against the government, do I believe that it's true? The answer to that is no. I do not believe all conspiracies are true, and I don't believe the official line by the government is always true either. I believe the truth is oftentimes somewhere in the middle, and it crisscrosses back and forth. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you've always got to look at the facts. You got to learn the rules of the game and do your best to play within the rules of the game the way that you understand it. Let's get into this. The Rothschild family, I'm just going to give you a recap. Not going to read the whole Wikipedia thing on them, just give you a recap for those who don't know who this is. The Rothschild family is a wealthy Jewish family originally from Frankfurt that rose to prominence with, I'm not going to say that right, Mayer Amschel Rothschild, a court factor to the German Landgraves of however you say that, in the free city of Frankfurt, Holy Roman Empire, who established his banking business in the 1760s. That's a long time ago. Unlike most previous court factors, Rothschild managed to bequeath his wealth and established an international banking family through his 5 sons, who established businesses in London, Paris, Frankfurt, Vienna, and Naples. The family was elevated to noble rank in the Holy Roman Empire and the United Kingdom. The family's documented history starts in 16th century Frankfurt. Its name is derived from the family house Rothschild, built by Isaac, however you say that, in Frankfurt in 1567. During the 19th century, the Rothschild family possessed the largest private fortune in the world. As a result, as in modern world history, the family's wealth declined over the 20th century and was divided among many various descendants. Today, their interests cover a diverse range of fields, including financial services, real estate, mining, energy, mixed farming, winemaking, and nonprofits. Their buildings adorn landscapes across northwestern Europe. The Rothschild family has frequently been the subject of conspiracy theories, many of which are anti-Semitic in origins. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, why are these conspiracies out there? First of all, there's a lot of reasons. A lot of the conspiracies have them to deal with the banking industry and the financial industry at large. A lot of people believe that ultimately the Rothschilds are the cream of the crop, so to speak. They're the tip of the pyramid. All income, all banking rules, regulations, laws, everything can be traced back to the Rothschilds. Meaning people believe that they are the men behind the curtain pulling the strings in the worlds in which world leaders are beholden to them. Is it true? Who knows? But it's because of their long track record in banking. Here's the other thing. Many people don't realize this, but generational wealth is rarely generational. Did you catch that? Wealthy people, most wealth is lost within 3 generations. Just like the Vanderbilts. The Vanderbilts, by the 3rd generation, the Vanderbilts there was not one millionaire left in the entire Vanderbilt dynasty. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, which also has a fair amount of conspiracy theories around them, their wealth has lasted multiple generations, and people often wonder, how is that? And it leads to a lot of potential conspiracies on what takes place there. Now, when I say conspiracy, I don't mean to say that it's not true, but I'm also not saying that I believe that it is true. I'm saying I don't really know, and it doesn't affect my absolute day-to-day life and the decisions that I make to my family, so I don't spend a lot of time focused on it. I just accept that it's a gray area and I move on. That's kind of how I look at it. But just to give you an idea of how wealthy they are, there's actually, it's kind of difficult to find. I mean, you'll see numbers like the family's worth like 400 billion, 500 billion, 1,000 billion, which is a trillionaire. You find all sorts of numbers like that. They're very secretive. They're it's very difficult to find a lot of information out there. You can find some of the family members are involved with like nonprofits. You can find that stuff out there. But as far as, they're not public figures. They're not, extremely famous, right? They don't have typical household names out there. Meaning Rothschild names is a big name, but most people couldn't tell you the first name of any Rothschilds. Just to give you an idea of how wealthy they were, these are some of their homes. I mean, little small places. 1957. Do you know how poor the world at large was in 1957? That is incredible. That's one. Just to take a look at a couple of these. This is one in, does it say? A house formerly belonging to the Viennese branch of the family. Yeah, it's a palace. Here's one. 1905. 1905. Do you know what the rest of the world was living in 1905? Like that's unreal. And by the way, these aren't like kings. These aren't monarchs. These are individuals. This is one of their homes in France. So to say that they have palatial wealth, yeah, that would be an understatement. 1884. Incredible. Incredible. Here's some more of them. All right, we'll keep going. So do they own, and you can come read this article. It's on Wikipedia. Just go to Wikipedia, look up Rothschild family. You'll find it. All right, let's talk about their Bitcoin holdings. I found this absolutely fascinating. And I've often wondered this, and I think this is extremely bullish. When you have a family who's this entrenched in the banking world, to find out that that Bitcoin has reached enough credibility that, in fact, they do own it, very interesting. Let's go through this article. Even Rothschilds are buying Bitcoin. Grayscale's holdings surpassed 450,000. Here we are. Even the Rothschilds are buying Bitcoin. Let's talk about this. The Rothschild Investment Corporation has bought 27 Bitcoin in share through Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now, this is what they bought through Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. My question is, how much do they actually own? Like, if they bought it through the trust, how much if the trust bought it or the investment corporation bought it, how much do they own? Grayscale Bitcoin itself added another 6,937 Bitcoin worth $72 million in the past few days after reporting the third straight record quarter with inflows reaching $1 billion. As of September 2020, Grayscale Bitcoin holdings reached 450,000 Bitcoin, representing nearly 2.5% of all Bitcoin supply. Think about that. Grayscale, one Bitcoin trust owns 2.5% of the entire supply. Rothschild reportedly has $1.4 billion in assets under management, with 235,000 of it held in Bitcoin. This makes them one of the most prominent investment banks to get into Bitcoin, which is most likely for their client. Okay, so here, think about this for a moment. Other big names like Rockefellers began investing in blockchain and crypto startups back in 2018. I didn't realize that. BlackRock with 6.3 trillion assets under management also started considering diversifying into crypto the year following the Bitcoin top. It is no surprise that more and more big money is moving into crypto. The trend has only intensified in 2020 as we saw the likes of legendary investor Paul Tudor Jones buying Bitcoin in companies like Square, MicroStrategy, and Stonebridge, making it part of their Bitcoin treasury. From institutional investors to family offices, company savings, pension funds, Bitcoin is becoming strongly appealing to them as fiat currency continues to devalue. All right, I think this is incredible. Now, of course, they own a whopping 235,000 out of 1.4 billion. That's nothing. However, here's what's interesting about it before you just dismiss it. How many of your friends, neighbors, and relatives don't own any Bitcoin? You're like, well, this is nothing. This is like them, owning like $1 worth. This is nothing. This is just a little bit of loose change, basically, in their. 235,000. Again, it's nothing compared to 1.4 billion. But again, how many of your neighbors don't own 1 cent of Bitcoin? 1 cent. Now, many of you know that I love the CryptoTab browser, and I talk about that often. And in fact, if you join our Crypto Passive Profits course, that it's all about basically the primary focus is teaching people how to earn passive Bitcoin with the CryptoTab browser. Why? Because if even the Rothchilds are buying a little bit of Bitcoin, then I believe your friends, neighbors, church members, everyone that you come in contact with, everyone under the sound of my voice right now, should at the very least own a little bit of cryptocurrency. At the very least, why would you let the Rothschilds one-up you on this? And I don't mean one-up you like you should own $200,000 worth. I mean, they're in. Why would you not be in? I'm assuming you are if you're listening to this video. But ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. The world around us is changing. The economics around us are changing. I've been talking about that on this channel for a while, and I will continue to talk about it. But those of us that are already in cryptocurrency, we are here first. On a percentage basis, I'm willing to bet many of you are ahead of the Rothschilds. Let me ask you that now. Put that down in the comments. If you're ahead of the Rothschilds on a percentage basis of your net worth, go down to the comments and say, yes, I own more Bitcoin than the Rothschilds, or I own more crypto than the Rothschilds. Again, that's based on your net worth. So if your net worth is $1,000 and you own $100 of Bitcoin, then 10% of your net worth is in Bitcoin. You own a lot more than the Rothschilds on a percentage basis. Ladies and gentlemen, most people have no idea what is about to happen in this world. But you do. You're here. You're first. It's our job to bring their attention to it. It's our job to let people know. If we're not careful, the 1% of our society, and I mean the 1%, not the millionaires. We're talking about the multi-billionaires. The 1% of our society, the truly financial elite, the people that don't want any sort of capitalism or free market exchange, they're going to attempt to co-opt this. They're going to attempt to control Bitcoin through things like the Fed coin. Meaning they're going to first try to destroy it. But they're secretly going to be buying it up, collecting it, holding it, and hoarding it. Why? I believe it's because they know that they can't stop it. The Rockefellers aren't buying Bitcoin because it's a gimmick. The Rothschilds aren't buying Bitcoin because it's just an electronic experiment by some geeks. They're buying it because they want to understand it. They're buying it probably because they fear what it can do to them. You understand? Cryptocurrency as a decentralized, trustless blockchain currency takes away the power from the financial elites that don't care whether you become rich or poor because they just keep getting richer. I believe not only is it important for you to be able to start investing into cryptocurrency, but I also believe that it's important that you start earning passive income with cryptocurrency. And if you love passive income, be sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that like, and of course, ring that bell notification. Ladies and gentlemen, crypto equals freedom. This is Crypto Wealth. I'm out.